faces, strange dimensions.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for iconic musicians who had their beginnings in some pretty low-quality bands. Number 10. Trent Reznor. Various. Trent Reznor is the founding member and primary songwriter for the industrial rock band 9 Inch Nails, as well as an acclaimed score composer.
Just how deep do you believe? Will you bite that hand that feeds?
Before he made it big in the 90s, Reznor was a member of multiple bands, which all failed to take off. First was his high school band, Option 30. Then, he released an album with The Innocent, whom he played keyboard with for 3 months. Reznor also joined Exotic Birds, Slam Bamboo, and Lucky Pierre. The majority were new wave bands, a wild difference from the intensity of 9 Inch Nails. None were particularly impressive, but we all have to start somewhere. So really, he deserves applause for his passion. Number 9. Debbie Harry. The Wind in the Willows. Before she was the frontwoman of Blondie, Debbie Harry was a member of psych folk band Wind in the Willows. Unlike the book they take their name from, they failed to impress the general public. The group released a self-titled album in 1968, which was far from critically acclaimed.
What did you see and tell me what you're looking for?
Soon after, the group disbanded and Blondie was eventually formed in 1974. Even Harry wasn't a fan, saying in a 1977 interview that the Wind in the Willows were pretty awful. The group recorded a second album, but it's never seen the light of day. It's believed to have more vocals from Harry than their debut, but it's unlikely to ever be released.
Seem like the real thing, all too far. Much in its past, lost gone behind.
Number 8. Post Malone. Ashley's Arrival. It's hard not to be familiar with Post Malone, whose best-selling singles across many different genres made him an A-list celebrity in the 2010s.
Run away while we're running in circles. Run away, run away.
Before that, his favorite genre was metal. When Malone was in high school, he was a member of the metalcore band Ashley's Arrival. They never released much music and apparently fizzled out after a few years. Malone also auditioned for the Texan metalcore band Crown the Empire in 2010. They rejected him after his strings broke, but it was probably for the best, as his career has taken off way more than theirs.
Run away, run away, run away.
Number 7. Jack White. Goober and the Peas. The White Stripes were formed in 1997 by Jack White and his wife at the time, Meg.
Dead leaves in the dirty ground when I know you're not around.
While he's now considered one of the most popular guitarists alive, he was originally a drummer for Goober and the Peas. They formed in Detroit in 1990, but disbanded temporarily in 1995. White went by his real name, John Gillis, but was also nicknamed Doc as part of the act. They were so good that they won Best Rock Band at the 1992 Detroit Music Awards.
I'm gonna wait in the water until my ship comes in.
So their music wasn't terrible, but it was nothing compared to the White Stripes' wonderfully energetic discography.
And the stains coming from my blood tell me go back home.
Number 6. Tom Morello. Lock Up. Rage Against the Machine was one of the biggest bands of the 90s.
Killing in the name of.
Their guitarist was the legendary Tom Morello, whose meaty riffs will be remembered for centuries to come. Before they formed in 1991, Morello was a member of Lockup, an LA heavy metal band that existed from 1987 to 1990.
I was getting all locked up when all I wanted was to be free.
They released one album in their run, and it didn't sound anywhere near as inspired as Morello's primary band. To many, they sounded like fairly generic 80s glam and funk metal.
I'm not finding nothing new. I just wanna get some more of you too.
Morello's style was also entirely different, characterized by fast-tapping solos rather than the heavy riffs he became famous for. Number 5. Axl Rose, Hollywood Rose. Before Guns N' Roses, there was Hollywood Rose, formed in the early 80s. They were essentially a precursor to vocalist Axl Rose and guitarist Izzy Stradlin's later group. Old recordings show Axl Rose providing some amazing vocals to go with Stradlin's playing skills. But the rest of the group really weren't that impressive. Hollywood Rose were on and off after becoming active in 1983 and wouldn't have an album until 20 years after they first disbanded. They ultimately merged with the band LA Guns in 1985, hence the name Guns N' Roses. Number 4. Dave Grohl, Scream. Before he was the frontman of the Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl was the drummer of Nirvana. That's two of the most beloved bands of all time. Unlike Scream, Grohl's band in the late 80s. He joined them in 1986 while he was only 17 years old. A few recordings exist from this era, and there's not much to be blown away by except for Grohl's drumming. It's as energetic as you'd expect, but it's clear he didn't gel that well with Scream. After they disbanded in 1990, Grohl joined Nirvana for their second album, Nevermind, which went on to become an integral part of music history. Number 3. Phil Collins, Flaming Youth. Genesis is easily one of the most influential prog rock bands in history.
Part of the life in the city of gold, he'd left and let nobody know.
At their peak, Phil Collins was their drummer and vocalist before the breakup allowed him to lead a highly successful solo career. Before Genesis, he was the drummer for Flaming Youth, who were active in the late 60s. Their sole album, Arc 2, released in 1969, wasn't at all successful. It was a concept album inspired by the recent moon landing and released alongside a TV special, which now seems to be lost to time. They struggled to find gigs and eventually broke up in 1970. Their music was fairly experimental, but it was miles away from the creativity of Genesis.
I want to believe in the city of gold that lies in the deep disguise.
Number 2. Kurt Cobain, Fecal Matter. Before Cobain became the leading figure of the grunge movement and one of music's greatest figures, he was a member of the punk rock group Fecal Matter.
The sound of tendons, and I know the sound of tendons, and I see.
They formed in 1985 and stayed together for about a year. They didn't officially release an album, but their only recording session was released as a demo tape called Illiteracy Will Prevail.
I'm a punk rocker.
It's the earliest work we have from Cobain, and it's unlikely to appeal to the vast majority of people. Alongside Cobain were Dale Crover and Buzz Osborne, who later became members of Melvins, one of the biggest names in sludge metal. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Freddie Mercury, Ibex / Wreckage. Years before Queen would be one of the best-known bands globally, Mercury was a member of the musical project Ibex, later named Wreckage. He joined the Liverpudlian Band in 1969, and together they played heavy blues with a huge influence from Jimi Hendrix. It was nothing to be blown away by, but we all have to start somewhere. Ibex and Wreckage didn't release any albums together and only performed at a handful of concerts. In 1970, Mercury joined Roger Taylor and Brian May in their band Smile. They soon changed their name to Queen, and the rest, as they say in rock and roll, is history. Have you listened to any of these bands? How do they measure up to members' more famous projects? Let us know in the comments below.
But I'm afraid when my parents say